Alrighty then, we back. It's Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos, man. And yeah, I got some rumor slash news. I'm just gonna call it rumor about Errol Spence. And obviously, if I'm the only one talking about it, I'm probably not the only one that know about it. But y'all know how it go. Certain people don't want to touch on certain things. It was relayed to me. Um, So I'm gonna talk about it. If you're Earl Spence fanboy and easily butthurt, this may not be the half of the video for you. And then I'm gonna talk about Harrison and Charlo 2 being finalized December 21st, Ontario, California, Citizen Bank Arena. I think it hold around 10 bands for most sporting events. And then we talk about Canelo and Ward and a little bit more stuff. Y'all know I do Q&A as well, and talk a little bit about Keith Thurman Kell Brook matchup, man. Francisco, salute. Appreciate the love and support. All right, man. I'm gonna have to relay this a few times because I kind of was dropping a spur of the moment thing. I want to do more streams, at least early in the week. But Errol, it's some things going around about Errol Spence. I'm not gonna say where it came from, who told me, where it was relayed at, but obviously, which putting two and two together, people already know that Errol Spence's injury is more severe than what people are what they reporting. Okay, I heard straight basically from the top dogs at PBC that he was okay, but it's turning out that obviously it's always some leaky holes in the ship. That his injuries are more severe than what's being reported, and I still ain't heard career threatening, right? But it's a cover up job going on. Okay, um, it's some things about Errol Spence's medical record, right? The WBC is trying to obtain Errol Spence's record. Some other people trying to obtain Errol Spence's medical record. And what's being rumored is that Al Heyman allegedly is trying to keep those medical records from being released. Okay, and it's a good part. It's a good part. You know what I'm saying? It's a good part. It's a good part. It's a good part to this. Okay, it's a great part to this, but mostly it's not so great. So if they're trying to cover up Spence's medical records from being released to the public, and they're hoping the police don't release it to the public, well, let's just say Errol Spence had a little bit of that. Tony Montana, he had a little bit of that. Allegedly, had a little bit of that. Devil's dandruff in his system. That's being going around is the reason why they're not releasing the medical records. Now that could be cap, that could be no cap, but the WBC want the records, and if the records get out, and he did have a adverse test for the devil's dandruff, snowflakes, or something of that nature, Errol Spence could be suspended by the WBC. So it's been a tremendous inside job from somebody, y'all know who, Uncle Al, allegedly, to keep these medical records from being released. Now, they haven't been released by the police or the whoever called them, Dallas Police Department. They haven't been released yet, but some people behind the scenes that want to be released, and they could make Errol Spence the champion in recess if this is true. They could strip Errol Spence or do him like David Benavidez and make him a champion in recess. Now, I've heard before that he dabbles in that type of stuff. I don't know. Okay, I ain't never seen him play in the snow, but when you go back to that, the dude posted a video when he was in the club that night, and even when he was out, that just wasn't no lean high or no marijuana high or no drunk high. That was a combination of alcohol and maybe marijuana or alcohol or whatever. Now, I don't think they were tripped over marijuana being in his system. Okay. At the end of the day, all this is alleged. All right. This is what's going on behind the scenes. Not saying he did it. Not saying that he didn't do it. I'm just saying this is what's being heard. Some of his adversaries, some of his foes, some people that's ready to chomp at the bit to get a shot at the title, and other people around the industry, some people around the industry are saying that, it's been a couple weeks since that happened. And like the WBC is trying to get those medical records. and they can't get them right now. Somebody is stopping them from obtaining those medical records. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, somebody insinuated that it was a little white girl in the system. Not saying it's true, it's not true, but it's leaking that he had something else in his system other than alcohol. Now he had alcohol in his system because he got a DWI, whatever it is, whatever they call it down there. Up here, we call it DUI. So, and the reason this is significant from the WBC is because one, he would have to get a medical clearance. Okay, they give those out. I remember Charlo got a medical exception because he had LASIK eye surgery. He was deemed legally blind before fighting Julian Williams, and obviously we know how that ended. He knocked him out. Julian Williams was saying that he was using the medical exception to flush the drugs out of the system, the peds out of the system. Go back and watch the build up to that fight. All right, but the WBC is about to make Errol Spence the franchise champion off of this. So Errol Spence may be the first black franchise champion. So they have to determine with the medical records if I guess they looking at it like they gonna name him a franchise champion to buy him some time, and then Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, Mikey can all battle for the welterweight WBC real title, and the franchise champion will buy Errol Spence some time. Okay, if it's true that he has something in his system, which I don't know if that can hold up, that they probably will make him champion in recess. But Errol Spence is on the cusp of being a franchise champion. You know what I'm saying? Off the injury, and plus it kills two birds with one stone. It kills the black fight fans from saying, "Well, why ain't no black a WBC champion, a franchise champion?" So right now, somebody is stopping those medical records from coming out. So they said the WBC trying to obtain them, a few other people trying to obtain them. So as of right now, I'm hearing they about to make Errol Spence the franchise champion. So I don't know how hard they gonna fight for that, but the police, I guess the police are supposed to report those records, and they haven't really reported them. And somebody's fighting very, very hard to keep that under wraps. So it is what it is. So from that aspect, that's what's going on, man. And I guess a lot of people getting a little bit impatient. Excuse me. A lot of people getting impatient, about what's gonna happen. But I'm hearing Errol Spence is gonna be out for a while. Okay. My guesstimation after a while was like the year. I heard that he could be back in June. He can be back in June. So, him and Keith Thurman could be coming back around the same time. I know Keith Thurman's supposed to come back early next year. He changed his mind, say middle of next year. So, if Errol Spence is coming back, it's gonna be June. Is what they're reporting is June? Well, it's what they saying. I'm not reporting. They thinking maybe June, but I heard he actually really fucked up. Mouth, back, everything you heard that people were saying, like he like real life fucked up. So I guess they trying to grant him a medical exception, or they trying to get him the franchise champion. Now the IBF, I don't know what they gonna do. To be honest, they grant medical exceptions. I just told you about Jermell. I'll get one for the J-Rock fight. So the WBC is looking to make him the franchise champion from what I hear. That could happen, but I guess they won't make that ruling to the the medical records they get him. So they trying to cover that shit up. But allegedly he had some extra shit in his Coffee University. Lou, y'all can subscribe to him. He had some extra shit in his system. So that's what they saying. So at the end of the day, it's a crazy world. It's crazy things going on. But just looking at him and some of those, videos of him drinking or him being high, and that wasn't just no alcohol nor weed, man. Either that was a combination of alcohol and weed, or it was something else. Now, motherfuckers saying, "Oh man, CJ, you was joking, man." I've been around like dope fiends, man. I'm like I live like in the hood, and for a long time I lived in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And I knew when dudes was drunk. I knew when dudes was high off. other shit. Only thing I really can't well, I can tell you now, when I was coming up was like the lean high. Like we didn't drink lean up here at that time, but when I moved down to like Montgomery, Alabama, Birmingham, Atlanta, down there, then kind of exposed to, people drinking lean. So I understood, what that high looked like. And that high don't look like nothing but nobody moving. All right. So at the same time, me looking at his eyes, that was something more. That was something Ricky E. Appreciate the super chat. Spence needs to take 2020 off and come back in 2021. I agree. That's just something I was telling somebody earlier. We was talking about it, and but I appreciate the love. But like I was saying before, you know, like that wasn't just like a high, a marijuana high. C-Dub salute. That wasn't like I know. Yeah, lean had you falling asleep and shit. You know what I'm saying? I drunk some before, and it wasn't for me. I know how to make it, cause I had homies like when I stayed down there that made it and sold it. I didn't know how big it would go. The South Impact is the South Impact is huge now. I was watching the AMC documentary. Let me tell y'all what it was called. It come on at midnight on like Sunday. It's crazy though. But it's I was first time I watched and I haven't finished it. This one was about Outkast. And it's called Hip Hop, the songs that shook America. And this episode they had Outkast on there, man. That's my absolute favorite rap duo. It's my favorite group. I love NWA, Run DMC, EPMD, Mobb Deep, but Outkast, man, nothing is no better group duo is better. I love Wu-Tang, all of them. Just my opinion. Omaha, salute. So, they saying that he has some little extra in his system. So right now, people that's coming in, they trying to obtain. WBC is trying to obtain that medical records now. It could be somebody just hating on Errol Spence or whatever, but really, us being in the loop, not being in the loop, like what's taking so long? Honestly, what's taking so long? What's taking so long for him to make an appearance? What's taking so long for them to report on it? And at the end of the day, they doing damage control. Who got extra shit in him? Oh, Errol Spence, Focus Film, salute. They saying Errol Spence got something in his system that I heard that was insinuated to be the devil's dandruff, and that the WBC, and I would actually think, according to Richard, I would actually think the IBF would be trying to get on that. So they trying to cover up his medical records right now, and so people ready for it to come out, but I also heard that he was fucked up. He fucked up pretty bad, but I heard somebody told me a June-ish return is more possible for Errol Spence is to come back in June. So, but the thing is I think they're looking to make him the franchise champion. Well, I know Errol Spence could be the WBC franchise champion. So, that is the reality. So I guess they want the medical records to get to elevate him or make him champion in recess or give him the franchise champion, but he is about to be the next franchise champion. It's Errol Spence. So, at the end of the day, the franchise champion will actually fit him right because he can do whatever he can take his time. He can take his time. Now with the IBF, they strict. So, but it kind of lines up. So even if the IBF would make him champion in recess, which I've never heard that happen, I just heard them making like Uzatagi. That's the first time I heard of an interim IBF champion or title holder. So then, what I would believe would happen was if Errol Spence do come back in June, it'll be versus the Qdoba guy from Top Rank, who just beat Luis Collazo. He would beat him up, and that's really a tune up for Errol Spence. So, but at the end of the day, if it was marijuana, I don't think it would be that serious. But I do know marijuana is in the NFL. They willing to take it off the banned substance list. So in the next collective bargaining agreement, they willing to take it off the ban list. Now in boxing, really should marijuana be on the ban list is a great conversation. Yeah, I call him Q-Dub. I can't pronounce that motherfucking name. I think marijuana. I know dudes used to smoke weed before football games. So I think marijuana should be off the banned substance list. How's it a performance enhancer? You know what I'm saying? It has its benefits. People can make the situation that cocaine has its benefits. And I was reading what Lupe Fiasco said about cocaine having its benefits. But you get subjective. Like in the day, if I could take opiates and painkillers and used to be Vicodins and now what they call Vicodins now, man, they call them something else. If I could take those things to alleviate the pain, why can't I smoke weed? If I smoke 5 fucking blunts back to back, I'm not gonna die. But if I take 7 fucking opiates back to back, or if I take 7 fucking aspirin back to back, I'm liable to die. You know? So, right now for people that's rolling in, just think about Errol Spence, these medical records. And it could be somebody just hating on him, hoping he gets stripped. But what I'm hearing is they looking at elevating him to the franchise champion. Which at the end of the day, it benefits him. And it benefits the WBC where they won't have this outrage from certain boxing fans about that. But right now the medical records ain't been released, and they saying that somebody is blocking them from being released. And somebody told somebody that told somebody, I'm just gonna leave it at that he has something in his system he wasn't supposed to have, and they said it was don't want to go back to slanging, yeah, yo. Don't yeah, yo. To get my mayo. Don't want to go back to slanging, yeah, yo. Slanging, yeah, yo. To get my mayo. Ooh, that's what somebody put it to me that way, you know. So, if that's the case, you be champion in recess. They can't strip him because they can't just strip him and say, oh, you banned. And you got them 2 Mexicans that got popped from Kim Buter all today. Fight News King, salute. King Fight News. Be fucking him. So he probably drinks some lean. He be hanging out with Yola too much. At the end of the day, lean. I don't think lean would be a problem here, unless they putting something in lean. Lean wouldn't be a problem here. I don't think marijuana would be a problem here. You don't cover up if he got a little marijuana in his system. Trust me. And if lean was in his system, then that would come under like a prescribed drug. That would come under whatever the fuck they put in. That wouldn't help have somebody covering up his medical records. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's still unknown what was in his system, but it was put to me that it was the devil's dandruff. He said lean is like cocaine. Okay, I'm ignorant to what's in lean these days. But at the end of the day, they covering it up. They trying to cover it up, and they holding those medical records from being released. Now, me personally, I thought medical records were your personal was personal. You know what I'm saying? I thought medical records shouldn't be released to the public. But if it becomes a criminal case, do your medical records become public? That's what I'm saying. If it becomes a criminal case, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this is a great question. I wish somebody in here I hope somebody know the question. I think medical records is your personal records unless it comes to maybe they change the law for like getting a gun. You know what I'm saying, with your mental health records, whatever. But I thought your medical records were sealed. I thought your medical records were sealed. I thought your medical records would be sealed. But if it becomes a criminal case, then maybe they are available. Bare minimum, he probably got some type of other than the DWI, whatever they call it down there. He probably has some minor traffic infraction, which will make it a criminal, with minor criminal traffic case. So, I guess if it becomes a criminal case, then your medical records can be open to the public. But they're not saying they refusing to do it. If they find, I think it would be a DUI, not a DWI. It would be a DUI. I thought I don't know. I don't know the difference. We call it DUI when you get caught with alcohol here. Why do you believe his medical record should be released to the? Because it's a criminal case. They personal, but once it becomes a criminal case, I think they become public. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know. All I do know is somebody's hiding and trying not to let those get released. And the WBC wants his medical records. So I don't know. All I know is the WBC want the medical records, and they not letting them obtain them right now. So at the end of the day, I don't know if they want them to. I don't know if they want them to become. I don't know if they want them to become franchise champion or what they gonna do. But at the end of the day, they want to really. I guess they want to make them franchise champion. DUI driving on the end. DWI is driving while intoxicated. Okay, we call it the same shit here. DUI. Undisputed. Dr. Blick, what's going on? So at the end of the day, they saying that the police or whoever the fuck won't release these records. So I don't know. But they want the WBC want him, and they saying that he got caught with the white girl in the system. At least that's what's being said. Now, this could be somebody hating on the motherfucker, or whatever situation, but they trying to make him the franchise champion. Only people who will release his records will be the government if it's not Spence. At the end of the day, they saying they trying to hide them motherfuckers. The WBC want him. But if it becomes a criminal case, they could use them in court. I'm pretty sure they could. If this shit becomes a criminal case and say, oh, you got, alcohol in your system. What else was in your system? You know what I'm saying? And they find that in the system. I don't know what the WBC has authority to do. Obviously, they don't have the authority to get him. But they want him to elevate him or to see what they're going to do for him. That's what I'm putting two together. So they want to elevate him to the franchise champion. Is how it's put to me. So people trying to get these medical records to see what actually happened before they make a ruling on them. But it is what it. Let me find out. He went to Dr. Andy Ruiz to get it. That was a B12 shot Andy Ruiz got, bro. He gave my man a B12 shot. So I hope they make him the franchise champion just to hear all them channels. Hey, I'm not mad at it. But David Benavidez had to become a champion in recess. That was a VADA test. They can't want them, but if it's not contract, then Spence doesn't have to hand them over. Yeah. I don't know the technical terms for it. So then again, I don't know what they do then. Do they say you just not franchise champion? Do they say we stripping you? Do they say we want our own personal investigation to see what happened? So at the end of the day, I don't know. A lot of motherfuckers is talking in code. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talking in code. So I don't know. I would think they would try to make. I wouldn't be mad if Earl got franchise champion. It makes sense. You know. Well, no. The update is I heard June, and I heard that the WBC is trying to get these records, and the people trying to get. Well, I just said WBC trying to get the medical records, and they not release them. I heard the police had them. I think that's what I was told to me. Don't quote me on that. I had to react, but the police not releasing them. Like I said, they said the police not, or they not releasing them to the WBC. And they saying he has something in his system that he wasn't supposed to have in his system. I'll leave it at that. I heard it was the devil's dandruff. See, I don't know all the legal terms for that shit, but I know WBC is one of the people that want those medical records. Now, this could be smoke, but I heard he really fucked up. I heard June is a comeback date for him, but at this point, I wouldn't expect to see him next year. Wilder a long reigning champ too. Wilder longer reigning than Loma and Canelo put together, and Errol Spence put together. But it's not based off that. Eking Fight News. WBC needs to have a legit criteria on what the fuck a franchise champion is, because They just open it up to everybody. It look weak. Yep. King of Sports, I'm trying to tell y'all before everybody get mad. How will the Black Panther Party spend this franchise? I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to spend it. He injured. He injured. So it's just buying him time. So, uh, really, they probably looking to give it to him because it's holding up the division. You got Yugas that fought a title eliminator. You got Sean Porter that's up there. You got Danny Garcia that's the number one contender. So more than likely, and this is no intel. This is me trying to put two and two together. What could happen is they probably gonna order Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia to fight for the WBC title. You know what I'm saying? They gonna fight for the title and they will elevate Errol Spence to the franchise champion. So that's what's gonna happen. So then again, when Errol Spence come back, maybe they make that fight happen, but they can still keep getting those sanctions and they still getting them title fees. You know, I think Pacquiao and Danny Garcia are gonna be ordered for that WBC title fight. Now, you know, with the whole medical situation or trying to find out what was in his system, I think that determines if he becomes franchise champion in recess, or retains his title. But right now, WBC trying to get his medical records, and they not making them easy to get. That's just the bottom line. And they saying that he had something different in his system, which was put to me as yayo, as white girl, allegedly. So that's what they saying. That could be cap, that could be real, that could be part of the truth, that could be something that could be far from the truth. So right now they trying to figure out what they're gonna do with him to WBC. The IBF, I ain't heard nothing about them. So they talking about stripping Gary Russell if he don't fight more than 3 times a year. I mean 2 times. I think they said at least 3 times a year. Leo Santa Cruz supposed to be fighting this month versus Miguel Flores, and then next versus Gervonta. Somebody told me that Gervonta was coming back down. Sean Porter, I don't know. I think Sean Porter, like everybody else, is waiting on what happened with the WBC. You can see a situation that ordered Danny and Sean to fight again for the title. You can see a situation that ordered Danny and Yugas to fight for the title. You can see a situation that ordered Danny and Manny to fight for the title. So a lot of things is being, a lot of dudes want to be in that WBC race right now, because the WBA is tied up. It's Bruce Putin fighting somebody for the regular title, Vigil Ortiz the gold title, WBA gold title, Pacquiao the Super WBA title. I mean, the IBF is Errol Spence. Nobody seemed to want the IBF title. You got to fight Errol Spence when he come back. So right now they got a mandatory. The WBO, they don't acknowledge it. So everybody pretty much jockeying for position for the WBC. They said 3 times a year. I did a video on it. Ness, it's the video where Ness was grilling Mauricio Suleiman Jr. on the franchise champion. He said it in Spanish though. It got translated. So I heard they trying to strip Gary. He said it out his mouth. He tried to strip Gary. But so basically, everybody loading up on the WBC, and everybody want their shot. So of course people gonna leak stuff out about Errol Spence and what's going on. So they leaking shit. And people want to know what's happening because people want to put themselves in position for a title shot. So if they make him the franchise champion, who gonna be the real champion? You know? Who gonna be the world champion? So, you know, people hoping they order Danny Yugas, Danny Sean, Danny Manny. They don't know what they gonna order. So that's what people hoping. So the WBC title about to be held available. So Errol gonna be the franchise champion if everything check out. So these dudes gonna be jockeying for the world champion. So at the end of the day, Errol Spence I ain't gonna say he got a lot of enemies or have a lot of friends, but he got a lot of dudes that want that title, you know? And he ain't really made a lot of friends becoming as good as a fighter as he is, so a lot of shit gonna leak out. A lot of people not gonna report this. I don't give a shit. I didn't say he did nothing. I'm just saying this is what being said. So, franchise champion is in the future for him. So, they trying to make him the franchise champion. No, Vigil Ortiz is 147 now. He the 147 WBA gold champion. I want to be franchise champion just to hear the spin. I don't think it's a spin because he injured. He injured. At the end of the day, you just won the title. He supposed to have two mandatories after winning the title. Now he can't satisfy the mandatories. So they're gonna elevate him. Josh Sanders, salute. They're just gonna elevate him. I hope he get it though. I hope he do become the franchise champion. You know what I'm saying? And then then at the end of the day, should keep moving. It's steroids. No one listening because I'm white. If it's steroids, then I mean that wasn't put to me that way. But if it's steroids, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't put to me that way. So Dave Clark. So I don't know where you got steroids from, but I heard it was something else. It could be. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that would be grounds on none. I don't think that would be. It would matter in this situation. Jose Ramirez, he fighting in February. Jose Victor Postal, and then he supposed to fight Josh Taylor in January. I mean in this summer. Now you the mother channel talking smack about the bill, talking about Earl and Wilder never accepted. Oh, see, I don't listen to them. I don't think it's steroids. I don't think steroids would be in here, but at the end of the day, people keep saying he on roids. I don't believe it. I mean, they gotta have a black franchise champion too. How many black guys do WBC hold WBC belt? You got Russell. You got who else? Errol, Tony Harrison, Jermell Charlo, Deontay Wilder. So you got five I can think of to hold the WC belt. I don't think Errol or Wilder should accept it. It's boxing. You never know these days. Why wouldn't they accept it? But it is what it is. You watching Jermell and Lamont Roach? Yeah, I'm checking it out. I like Jermell here. Yeah. If this was Terence, they would slander that man. Yeah, at the end of the day, would. Remember, he stole his car out the shop. They put his black ass in jail. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. So that's just it on Errol Spence. They trying. I heard WC. Long story short, WBC trying to get his medical records. They saying that it's alleged that he got something else in the system, maybe some white girl in the system, and they trying to make him the franchise champion. So, that's that. Um, Other than that, Tony Harrison and Jermell Charlo, that's finalized. It was originally supposed to be at the Barclays Center. They changed it. Uh, I don't know why they changed it from the Barclays Center. To be honest, I figured that I'm just gonna. This is no intel or no news. Uh, but I figured Jermell Charlo didn't want to go back to New York City, and he think those judges robbed him. So I guess Vegas wasn't available. They couldn't fight in Detroit. They couldn't fight in Houston. So I know that from the first time they were supposed to fight. They couldn't fight in neither one of their hometown. They were trying to get them to fight in Detroit. Then Houston was an option, but they figured out neither could fight in the hometown. They went to Vegas. So Jermell Charlo, I don't think was trying to go back to New York because he felt like he got robbed there. So it says that on Boxing Scene, the highly anticipated WBC Super Welterweight title rematch between Tony Superbad Harrison and Jermell Ironman Charlo will headline live in prime time. I think they mean on Fox in prime time in Fox PBC Fight Night action, and on Fox Deporte Saturday, December 21st from Toyota Arena in Ontario, California. I think they hold around like 10 bands. Harrison versus Charlo 2 is a high voltage rematch. I don't care about none of that. So they fighting in Ontario. I think that's Southern California, if my memory serves me correctly. They fight in SoCal. The Toyota Center, it holds like 10 bands. I think this also named the Citizen Banks Arena. So it hold like 10 bands. So they finally gonna get it on again. Almost a year to the date. They did it last year. So I appreciate it, Marlo, for real. Salute. So, Charlo love LA. Yeah, so at the end of the day, it seemed like the challenger kind of got more pulled than the champion, and that's kind of the narrative in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Where the challengers get more pulled than challengers get more pulled than champion. So at the end of the day, they going out to California, which to me makes no fucking sense. But it seemed like PBC is trying to invade Southern California. So they trying to do a ton in Southern California. So, um, Errol Spence is supposed to fight there versus Danny Garcia in January. Obviously, that's not going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be Mikey, Pacquiao, Mikey Pacquiao or Danny Pacquiao. That's going to be the next pay per view. But it's a lot of pay per views next year as well too. Supposed to be one with Earl and Danny. That could be Danny Manny, Mikey Manny, and then February 22nd is Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And then it was supposed to be Manny Pacquiao and Mikey and May. So, and then Tank and Leo Santa Cruz is also supposed to be pay-per-view next year on Fox. So I heard that Showtime is supposed to be trying to throw their weight around and put more money in boxing next year. I also heard a rumor that HBO could be coming back. They lost a ton of subs in boxing and they finally realizing that shit. I haven't watched HBO since that Never Neverland bull crap. But with Harrison and Charlo too, I think that's a really really good. Ontario's a suburb of LA, cool. Um, I think it's a really interesting rematch. I felt that they should have went back to Brooklyn, but once again, it is cold and everybody want to fight in LA. Obviously, the fight wasn't big enough to do at the Staples Center. I thought the campus somewhere on the campus of USC would be cool enough. And the winner of this fight probably gonna earn a date with J Rock to become a three-belt unified champion in the 54-pound division, which for me is undisputed since Jaime Munguia is not going to move up and the WBO is not acknowledged. And Jaime Munguia don't want to fight them right now. It's not acknowledged. So at the end of the day, I believe J Rock is fighting Jason Rosario and taking a soft touch because they about to unify the division, which I agree with his decision not to fight Erislandy Lara. I heard Nathaniel Gallimore, and Brian Carlos Castanos, any of those three can be matched up in the near future. It was put to me that way today, that they could be trying to do a junior middleweight little class between those three. So at the end of the day, Charlo and Harrison too. I think it's big. I think it might be. Is that a Saturday? I would hope that's a Saturday. It gotta be. Yeah, it's a Saturday. So, I think it's huge. I think Tony Harrison not having a tune up. This first time he fighting this year. Interesting to see how he gonna stay sharp in the gym. But most of these fighters used to staying sharp in the gym. Jermell Charlo, he had a little scuffle with Jorge Cota, and really, they familiar with each other. They know each other's speeds. They know each other's power. And really is what can Jermell Charlo do different, and what can Tony Harrison do different that could throw a curveball in each other's game plan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know Nui Wa fight Thursday. Don't I'm gonna talk about that soon. So, you know, really, really, I think this is probably the best way to end 2019 with this fight. Uh, and Tony back training. He been got the boot off. I don't know if they're gonna do a press conference for it. But me, I just think Jermell Charlo, he just fight too stiff these days. You know what I'm saying? He won't have Earl to spar with for this camp. But he just fight really, really stiff. And he not as fluid boxer as he used to. Talent for talent, he one of the most talented fighters, I've seen in this era. But since joining Derrick James, he just ain't been the same fighter. You know what I'm saying? So, really for Tony Harrison, I think for him it's gonna be put more tools behind his one. If he able to put more straight right hands behind his jab and more left hooks, a little bit more left hooks and maybe some body work, should be an interesting fight. Charlo fight off emotion. First 3 or 4 rounds is gonna be critical for Tony Harrison. Charlo gonna come in hot, and if Charlo come in hot, he might can touch Tony Harrison early on and maybe get him out of there. But if Tony can slip and make him pay, then this fight can be over early. It can be over, quick. So at the end of the day, I think the first 6 rounds, to be honest, the first 4 rounds are gonna be critical for this fight. Last time, I felt that Tony Harrison controlled the middle rounds early on. It was tit for tat. In the latter half of the fight, I ended up going back to score it as a draw. The latter half of the fight, Charlo came in hot. Now Tony Harrison has stamina issues, and even in the last Charlo fight, had Charlo just relaxed a little bit and not telegraphed his shots, maybe he could have got Tony out there late in that fight. But he didn't do that. And Tony Harrison needs to fix his stamina issue. And I think I would like to see him press more this fight. I would like to see him press a lot more this fight, but he got to fix the stamina issue. You know, something that he not doing, that he training, that he getting tired in fights. Maybe it's mental. Maybe he need to read some more. Maybe it's physical. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he don't need to train in Detroit. Maybe he should go to Colorado Springs, move his camp down there. Maybe he should go somewhere with that's elevated where you can get the thinner air. Maybe go like I said, Colorado. I don't think he would want to go down to Mexico. Maybe he should train in Big Bear in Abel Sanchez gym and get some training going in there, rent a space out there. But in my opinion, that's his only problem. That fight, he was pacing himself, and Charlo fell into the trap of allowing him to pace himself. Charlo was the better conditioned athlete that fight. No, he fought out his own gym, but he used to fight out of Crunk. He trained in his own gym now, but he used to be out of Crunk. But he needs to really train hard, and maybe it's something in his diet he's not doing. But he got tired down the stretch of that fight, and I watched it over again. And he got tired down the stretch. And for him, Jermell Charlo let him off the hook. Yeah, Charlo, yeah, Harrison, Harrison, that was a close fight. I went back and just scored it a draw. I think I still had a fight card, and I can read it off to you. Hold on. I think I got it saved. I didn't score Kovalev Canelo. Don't ask. I knew how that was going to. Yeah, I went back and scored it. I gave the first round to Charlo. I gave the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth to Harrison. I gave the seventh, eighth to Charlo. I gave the ninth to Harrison, and I gave the 10th, 11th, 12th to Charlo. You know what I'm saying? A knockdown could have won it his way, but that's just my opinion. If Emmanuel Stewart was still alive, Tony would be so much better. Tony looked tired against her too. Yeah, he punched himself out. Willie Nelson too. Sometimes you gotta change the speed of your punches. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta change the speed of your punches. And in the Willie Nelson fight, Harrison blew his load. I watched that fight a few times. Harrison blew his load. He was outclassing Willie Nelson. But he found out from jumping to local level to, championship or contender level is the same shot you hitting the guy with Bronco McCart with, you hit a top level, top 10, 15, top 10 guy with, he not going to crumble. You know what I'm saying? He not going to crumble. So that, at the end of the day, he got to learn how to change the speed of his punch, which he's done that. The Jerry Hurd fight, he moved too much. Sometimes you gotta hold your ground. Bushido boxing salute. Brandon Reese, I see you. Sometimes you gotta hold your ground, man. Especially as you get older as a fighter, which he ain't old enough to worry about. You can't be on your toes for the entire fight. Saddam Ali had that. He had that problem. When you on your toes, you moving back the whole fight on your toes, that tires your legs out. Sometimes you gotta hold your position. You can't knock. No, you rarely can knock somebody out moving. You got some fighters that can really be on their toes and knock guys out, but to really knock guys out on this level, you got to plant and throw. And Harrison, he moved a lot versus Jerry Hurd. He moved too much. Had he held his position more and went to the body more, you know what I'm saying, and bought time, and with Charlo, one of the reasons he probably made it to the finish line because he didn't move too much. You know what I'm saying? He moved just enough, but I would like to see him hold his ground a little bit and deliver. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more and deliver a little bit more. Not just the one and a double one and a two occasionally. I like to see him put that left hook behind there in that right hand. That left hook right hand is one of the sweetest punches to throw. That's how Canelo knocked out, I think, Kovalev. Tony gonna jab Charlo. Yeah, no, you can't. And once you fight a guy like that, once he missed, or once you hit him with the jab so many times, you got to follow up with a combination. On this level, you can't just knock everybody out with one or two shots. You gotta knock guys out. You take 2 or 3, 4 shots to knock some guys out on this level. So, for Charlo, the adjustment, it's not gonna be an adjustment on Charlo's behalf. Charlo just, once you don't accept something, once you don't accept the reality of something, it's hard to move on. So in his mind, he won the fight. It was the judge's fault. It was being in New York fault. It was Tony Harrison's fault. He didn't do nothing wrong. So when he fought Jorge Carter, it was no adjustment made. Remember Jerry Hurd fought that dude from the UK on Wilder and Fury? He was trying to work on some things, but it didn't work out, and he ended up just KOing him. When I watched Charlo and Carter, it was the same Charlo. Stiff, telegraphing shots. Nothing gonna change from him. He don't think he the problem. And even if he do get past Tony Harrison, he won't beat Jermell. He won't beat J-Rock fighting like that. He won't beat J-Rock fighting like that. A guy like J-Rock is going to slip and make you pay. Tony Harrison probably won't always slip and make you pay, but J-Rock will slip and make Charlo pay. Now, could Charlo catch him? Yeah, that can be a possibility. But the way he fights, he's not going to dominate the division like his talent should indicate he should. You know what I'm saying? That's not all Tony Harrison got to do is do what he did last time, but be a little bit more aggressive and continue to hold his ground and sit on the shots and make Harrison pay, and make Charlo pay. Charlo gonna bring the same attack. It's gonna be telegraph shots. It's gonna be a lot of emotion, a lot of aggressiveness. He's not gonna listen to his corner. All Tony Harrison got to do is talk, talk, talk. You can listen from the beginning. I'm not gonna go back and talk. I'll do a wrap up at the end. He gonna talk, 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 and he's going to have to. He's going to have a shot sour child. He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to. For Charlo. He got to get back with Ronnie Shields for me to believe in him. He got talent. He was in unbelievable condition. But Derrick James enables him to fight off his emotion. The style that Derrick James training him in, which is a Errol Spence type of style, it's an aggressive type of style, it's a seek and destroy type of style. That matches Charlo's personality, but it doesn't match his skill set. His skill set is a boxer puncher who can move and fight on his toes and slip and counter and deliver. And, he just need to add a little bit more aggressiveness to his game. But he got with Derrick James, he became a totally different fighter. He became a totally different fighter. No, I'm going to go check it out, Wood. Y'all subscribe to Wood shit. I'm going to check it out when I get off. Jermell talking right, but he got a gift decision versus Vinance. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people said he got a gift versus Vinance. And that's one of the reasons, he left Ronnie Shields, but he left Ronnie Shields over money, and Ronnie was talking to him crazy in that fight. And Vinance is the one that stopped the Charlo twins from going to the Olympics, I heard. I think it was Jermell. I wouldn't say Derrick James is a trash trainer. It's just that, at the end of the day, that style doesn't like fit Jermell Charlo per se, but he making it work for him. He said, "Do you think Lubin is ready for a champion?" Not yet. I wouldn't mind if he got in there with one. I like to see him fight Castanos. Castanos, Castanos or Trout. I think Lara will be like a championship fight for him. Lara will be the ultimate fight for him. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to fight Lara, you might as well go ahead and fight for a belt, right? Lara can prove to be better than everybody else in the division. He said he left Ronnie because Ronnie yelled at him too much. Shaking my head, he fragile. Yeah, he yelled at him. I think he popped him in the chest or in the face in that fight too. But also, he did an interview on Boxing Scene, and he tried to do damage control. I mean, it was Ring TV. He said he moved to Dallas, and he had got a house in Dallas or something, and it was over money split and stuff of that nature. But at the end of the day, Ronnie Shields look at them like sons. But everybody different. Like everybody can't train. Everybody can't train with Teddy Atlas. Why Floyd Senior and Teddy Atlas never keep fighters and Freddie Roach do? Freddie Roach is more easier on the fighter. He get a fighter more leeway. He more lenient with the fighter. Floyd Senior and Teddy Atlas they run their shit military style, militant. It's my way or the highway. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't gonna do shit my way, if I tell you to hit the back for hours straight, you ain't gonna do it. Well, we not gonna work. Freddie Roach is all right. You don't want to do that today. You know, you know. Freddie is like the white mom, the white parents. Oh, okay, Bobby, you don't want to clean your room today. You can do it tomorrow. And Floyd and Teddy Atlas is like the black parents. Like, man, if you don't clean this room, you're gonna be dead up in this room. You know what I'm saying? So today's kids, you see the coaches today, and if you yell at a kid, you liable to come in and not have a job tomorrow. If you run the kids too long without giving them a water break, you liable not to have a job tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? If you say one little cuss word, you liable not to have a job no more. You put your hand on the kid's shoulder today, you liable to be going to jail. Teddy didn't train. That was Kevin Rooney, but Teddy was learning under Costamato. Under he was part of the Mike Tyson crew with Costamato, but I think it was mostly Kevin Rooney, if my memory serves me correctly. I talked about Errol Spence. I talked about him already. You can go to the beginning and you'll listen to the first 7-10 minutes it'll do, but I'll do a wrap up at the end. Who is Manuel Stewart's trainer? Who is the Manuel Stewart trainer of our generation? I don't know. Really can't compare nobody to Emmanuel. Ain't too many good trainers out there. All of them are old school. You still got Don Turner helping John David Jackson out. I mean, ain't too many good trainers. Ain't too many new great trainers out there. My favorite, is probably Robert Garcia, because his substance to his work. So, but with Harrison and Charlo, I mean, Tony Harrison just make the minor adjustments, man, and he able to make Charlo miss and pay this time. It could be a stoppage. If Tony Harrison get tired again, and Charlo just slow down, and take his time and put his shots together with fluidity, not just he be punching like he punch underwater. Yeah, Robert Garcia revived a few fighters. Jose Ramirez, he changed his thing around. Marcos Madonna, Josito Lopez, he brought him back. I like what he do with fighters. Yeah. Charlo be punching like he punched just like Errol Spence. He used to fight like that. Yeah. He like Derrick James, like, dude, just let your shots flow. Charlo swinging for the fences. He trying to knock everything out. He trying to hit a home run every time he punch. If you fight somebody like Lara like that, you can get ate up. He fight with the same rhythm. Every fight he bringing it from all the way from fucking Kentucky. Every punch everything is from Kentucky other than the jab. Everything is Remember Floyd Mayweather in the 24/7 Ricky Hatton? He was doing the Ricky Hatton imitation. He was like, that's how Charlo be punching, dude. If Charlo didn't have the gift of athletic ability, he'd be, in fighting like he fight now, he'd be so trash of a fighter. He'd be so trash of a fighter. He got all the tools to be great. Him and Derrick James is not a great fit. He wanted to be a knockout puncher, but God gave him the gift to be a boxer puncher. All he had to do is add a little bit of... Go back and watch that John Jackson fight. John Jackson was beating the shit out of his ass. John Jackson beat his ass from the rooter to the tutor. I don't know what happened. I don't know, his Xbox controller ran out of juice, or his shit ran out of batteries. He just stopped punching and Charlo caught him. Charlo was losing every round in that fight. And he caught John Jackson. He should have knew then. He should have went back to Ronnie Shields. Yeah, Hooker with Bomac. He is. They got multiple. It ain't just Bo Mac. They got the Mexican guy, and they got the other young guy over there. They got a nice little team over there. Crawford be helping training too. At least while they're making niggas look at the lights, though. Yeah, I mean, Charlo was too. He iced John Jackson. He iced Erickson Lubin, and he iced Charles Hadley. Now, him and Charles Hadley had some beef. Charles Hadley was a really good amateur. He was above like Timothy Bradley and them too, man. Charles Hadley was a top amateur. He just got with Don King, and it just fucked his whole career up. I think he's still in litigation, or he going through court with Don King. Charles Hadley was a very real decorated amateur. They said he was up next. I don't remember what class he was in. I think he was with the Timothy Bradley, Vanez Monterosian class, or Charlo. They was with the Charlo class. And Charlo's knocked out Charles Hadley. That's because he battling with Neutral Natural. He battling with Don King in court. What's the old boy name? Amir Mon just got free from Don King and signed with Top Rank. I wonder if Harrison gonna talk shit like the last fight that he got. He ain't gonna talk shit. Ain't no other way. That shit worse. That shit worse. That shit worse. Especially with Charlo saying he faked the injury and all of that. Like that animosity still gonna be there. Only way that animosity gonna go is if is they get the respect in the ring. You would think they had that respect. You would think they had that respect, right? When they got done fighting, but since it ended controversy, like really this would be fitting if this fight ended with somebody on their back. That's how this fight supposed to end. This fight will have to end with somebody on their back. Trevor Bryan need to lead Don King. It's hard. Don King hotwired them contracts up. Yep. I'm looking at this Ferrari vs. Ford movie. I might go check it out when it come out. I didn't know Hobbs and Shaw was that good. It was a good movie. I gotta finish it though. Then Jermell injured his hand versus Brandon Adams. That's Jermell. That's the 160 pounder. He fighting Dennis Hogan. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure, but I don't trust Harrison's chin. I don't think Harrison got a chin problem. Harrison got a stamina problem. Harrison ain't never been stopped because his chin was weak. Harrison been stopped because he got tired. And the opportunity was there for Jermell Charlo to exploit that weakness in Tony Harrison. He didn't do it. He didn't exploit the weakness in his chin. That man got tired. Y'all hear my scorecards? I gave the 9th, 10th, 11th. I think I said the 10th, 11th, 12th. The last 3 rounds, I gave it to Tony Harris. I gave it to Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo just don't let his shots flow. Every time Tony Harrison been knocked out, it's been due to his legs and stamina. Watch his fights. The Willie Nelson, he blew his load. He thought since Willie Nelson was chinny, he thought he'd get him out of there. Jermell Charlo allowed Tony Harrison to fight at his pace, which allowed it to go the distance. So at the end of the day, if Charlo can step the pace up, which the way you step the pace up is he gotta let his shots flow. A lot of times he overcommitting, he missing shots, and when he missed shots, Tony Harrison was able to slip his shots or go under them shots and get in position to land a jab or hold him. This time, Charlo has got to let his shots flow and not just throw 1-2 shots. 2 shots, a guy like Tony Harrison is going to slip them all day. He slipped. You know what I'm saying? He got to, and then, with 2 or 3, and then, after a while, all he doing is, that's how he throw his shots. One at a time. Dude, you gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna throw the 1-2. Hey man, why don't I go ahead and throw a left hook to the body? Why don't I go in there, step in, and come back with a uppercut or something like that? Anybody can slip them shots. He loading up on every shot. If he let his shots flow and throw like he used to, 1, 2, 3, you know what I'm saying? He might get Charlo out of there. But he can't really step the pace up missing. Throwing 2 at a time missing. And then you can't cut the ring off. You follow him around the ring. And then when you cut the ring off, you don't take advantage of it. You throwing Well, yeah, he got to slip that every time, you know. But he don't listen to Derrick James. Derrick James is not the aggressive type of coach. Derrick James, from the outside looking in, he seemed like they more friends than they more brothers and friends than a father figure. He said he did a lot of cardio. Yeah, he did a lot of cardio. Y'all know you talk about Tony Harrison, but still, he still got tired, and that comes down to moving a lot. Sometimes you got to hold your position. And he's a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? Good fighter. Charlo was in both Charlos be in unbelievable shape. I think the Charlo twins and Jose Ramirez, are three of the best in shape fighters I've seen below heavyweight. You don't see too many fighters in more better condition than Charlo and Jose Ramirez. Regis Progress, Josh Taylor was in unbelievable shape too. I'd throw them in there too. They got some of the best conditioning I've seen. I feel Jermell will win. He could. He fought once this year. Harrison didn't fight once. Harrison coming off an injury. One thing about it is Harrison training at home. I'm really not a fan of training at home at all. But you know what? It worked for him. He trained at home last time. So it worked for him. Especially it's getting cold in the D2. So for him personally, I feel that Tony Harrison should win the rematch. Because Jermell Charlo gonna fight the same way. He don't feel he lost. They're not gonna make no adjustments probably. And if they make adjustments, once Tony Harrison get in the ring and start talking to him, he not gonna make no adjustments. Thurman is the worst shaped welterweight. Shaped? Thurman got good stamina to be on his toes all night. I think stamina gonna be a problem. Jermell is probably going there the same way. Hold on, I gotta read that again. Give me a minute. Jermell gonna go there the same way. He's a hard headed. I face that he thinks he won. Says that he took the rematch too soon. Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you said. He hard headed. He's stubborn. He like a fucking pit bull. And Diamond's got all man. I'm not worried about no damn. Diamond's not even fighting for a title no more, bro. Jaime McGuire chose to stay at 54. Tony needs to triple up the jab and be first with his punch. Yeah, I like to see him put a little bit more power punches behind the jab too. Watching this Bulls and Laker game, the Bulls almost up by 60. I mean, up by 20. That rookie from North Carolina, he going ham. They took his ass out though. I don't know why. Kobe White, he was going ham. I started him tonight. Yes, last night on FanDuel, I almost hit 400 twice. I got a little change on there. It's always somebody that hit higher. Ain't that crazy? Brian just missed a layup. Tony Harrison versus Caleb Plant at catch weight. Nah, I don't see that happening. That's two weight classes apart. Oh shit, you right, bro. What am I doing, bro? What am I doing? I forgot Michigan State playing tonight. Appreciate it, bro. I'm watching Brian and State playing tonight. Who on now? Duke. Oh, Michigan State is playing tonight. We winning. Now Kansas still playing. Kansas and Duke. Kansas up by 2 with 4:20 to go. I'm glad you mentioned that shit. I forgot Michigan State was playing tonight. Lakers on the 5 game. Pacers and Hornets in a good game. Hornets up by 3. Yeah, old boy down there hooping. The Washington guy and nigga from Louisville from the Boston. Michigan playing on Big Ten. Oh my God, nigga, hold on. Big Ten Network. They say Riverside, Nebraska. Oh, yeah, Michigan. Oh, we almost. That's a little bit too close for us. Appalachian State. It's about to be over with now. Juwan, come on, get it together, baby. Cowboy Nation, stop it. Stop it. Cowboys and Patriots, stop it. Stop it. Okay, y'all barely beat the Giants last night, bro. I don't know what the end of the story was. Y'all barely beat them. But let's talk about Ward and Canelo real quick. You heard of Chico Lopez with the pit. Yeah, I see the channel. Yeah, I see this channel. He be telling you what's a real pit bull and what's not. Really, pit bull ain't no fucking It's not. It's not actually a breed of dog. You know, you got Stafford Terriers, and I was learning about that the other day. Pit bull ain't a breed of dog though, and pit bulls don't lock their jaws. All that shit a lie. TJ, bro, TJ, what's going on? Yeah, all that shit is a lie. Pit bull's not bad dogs. It depends on how you raise them. You know what I'm saying? They're not bad dogs. We got my dad. He got one pit, and the rest of them is lab or lab terrier mix. He got one terrier, pure terrier, but they don't really. But how you treat them, you know. Charles salute. Yeah, in the beginning, yeah, I wrapped the Errol Spence shit up at the end. McQueen's team is a joke. They rushed his career so fast, become world champion, but not unifying at 54 ever. No, he was gonna move up, and he ended up staying. I heard, man. So German Shepherd, Pit Bull. German Shepherds is good dogs too. Got one across the street. The white lady in my neighborhood, she got two big ass ones. It depends on what you want in a dog. You know what I'm saying? Guy up the street got a some type of mastiff. There's two mastiffs in my neighborhood, and his big ass mastiff broke the chain on me and my dog. She didn't do shit though, but it's bad. It's badder dogs. You know, one of my boys had an Irish Wolfhound. One of my other dudes had an Akita. So made different, you know. But yeah, Ward and Canelo. Well, Ward has sent subliminal out, and then I don't think Canelo would even fight Andre Ward. And it was put to me today that fight wouldn't even get past negotiations because Canelo couldn't bully Ward in negotiations, and he wouldn't be able to put those rehydration clause in on Andre Ward unless Andre Ward wanted him to. So I don't see that really happening, and I see the zone putting money behind that though. But then again, would they really put money behind that with Canelo possibly being losing? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I don't see the zone really putting. I see the zone kind of really doing that. I would believe that fight would become. I would see that fight become actually a reality if Canelo had like one or two, maybe three fights left on his deal. Canelo. What he fought? Danny Jacobs and Kovalev on this deal. It's a 10-fight deal. Rocky Fielding fight didn't count. So he still got 8 fights on this deal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see that happening. You know what I'm saying? Because Ward is not gonna really Ward is really not gonna let Canelo just really take advantage of him in the negotiations. And Canelo don't need that. At the end of the day, if Canelo wanted to give people respect, you don't have to go fight old Andre Ward. All you got to do is beat Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, two guys you've been ducking for years or being reluctant to fight. But if he fight Andre Ward, to me it wouldn't make no sense. It wouldn't make no sense for both parties involved. But at the end of the day, I still think Ward should be able to whoop him. Ward's still in shape. Ward's still sparring, but sparring and fighting two different things. But that's nothing Canelo need to do, in my personal opinion. I think Canelo should just, continue doing what Canelo do. That's what I would do. I would just keep doing, go back down and weight, fight the Billy Joe Saunders, fight the Charlo, fight the Andrades, fight my mandatories. And I think he should be really thinking about getting out of boxing, to be honest. He got a lot of miles on his body. He making a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I think he should be fighting 3 times. I think he should be fighting 3 times. There's no point. He got 8 fights left on his deal. So he planned to be fighting 4 more years on his own. To me, that makes no sense. He could fight 3 times this year, 3 times next year, and 2 times in the next 3 years. He should be done. He just made over $300 million in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, he probably got an Under Armour deal. Like Canelo, he did enough. It's nobody else out there for him to have to whoop. If he do what he supposed to do and he fight a Charlo, an Andrade, a Triple G, a mandatory in there, and he move up and maybe fight Billy Joe Saunders or make Billy Joe come down, what else is there to do? Right there, Charlo, Andrade, Billy Joe Saunders, a mandatory. That's 4 fights out of his 8. You know what I'm saying? Move up. I don't know what else he gonna do, but there's 4 fights out of his 8. You know what I'm saying? And maybe have another mandatory in there. So really, he need to be worried about a contingency plan, man. He's 29 years old, but he's been fighting since he was like 16. So if I'm Canelo after this deal, I'm done. But if he fight 2 years, 2 years to fulfill 2 times a year for the next 4 years, that'll give him 8. So what he be 30, 31, 32, 33, 33 years old? You know? Caleb Plant, it could be a possibility. I heard it might be Saunders or Lemieux at 68. Then Charlo. Could be. I didn't hear Lemieux name. I haven't heard Lemieux name in quite some time. Canelo fight A-list boxers that are willing to go with fix. Kovalev handle sentiment easily. Skills from the world and salute. Freddie Navarro, Demetrius versus Canelo. I heard Demetrius is on a blacklist. He not fighting Demetrius. Charles Halley, Dallas, Texas. Yeah, what's up, 704 Joe? I heard Billy Joe Saunders was in the mix. And Canelo said it'd be harder. But for him, Andre Ward to fight, I just think that makes completely no sense. Ward should be happy doing what he's doing. He need to go ahead and get that Golovkin fight, that Charlo fight, that Andrade fight, that Billy Joe fight. He got fights. He got fights that if he gonna fight 2 times a year, he got fights that'll fulfill all that for years to come. Even if he want to go over to Japan and fight Ryota Murata, if he get past Stephen Butler, that's right there. I can be matchmaker. Billy Joe, Charlo, Andrade. Let's say a mandatory in there or an easy fight. Ryota Murata, another like Triple G. That's 6 fights. That's 6 fights he got already ready to go. So all he gotta do is do 2 more. That's how I would look at it. Man, you can't even guess Canelo next fight because he don't have to fight who they want him to. Him fighting Triple G because he want to. Now Triple G Canelo shake my head. Yeah, Canelo don't want to fight Triple G again. He don't like him. He don't like how he drug his name through the mud doing that clenbuterol shit. And then 2 more Mexicans got popped for clenbuterol today. And the WBC is not going to find them. Let me see. Ray Vargas and the Martinez guy. Roman got elevated to Super WA champion. So, and Julio Cesar Martinez cleared by the WBC following adverse findings. Okay, Ray Vargas and Julio Cesar Martinez are free to continue with their respective boxing careers. The pair of Mexico-based boxers tested positive for clenbuterol through testing recently conducted by the WBC Clean Boxing Program. However, no action was taken against either athlete since the findings were trace elements of the banned substance deemed in the tolerable threshold due to the ongoing meat contamination epidemic in Mexico. Testing for the program is conducted by VADA, whose company standards generally carry a zero tolerance limit in terms of positive drug test results. However, the Las Vegas-based organization doesn't have the authority to suspend athletes, rather merely report said results to the governing body by which its service are contracted. So at the end of the day, once again, you got 2 Mexican fighters get popped for clenbuterol. They've been going. A few fighters got popped for the banned meat for clenbuterol. So basically you got them getting the pass and because they saying it's the meat, but they saying that the WBC doesn't have they don't have, but Nevada can't suspend people. All they can do is observe and report what they found, and it's up to the WBC to suspend their fighter. So once again, at the end of the day, how many times has VADA reported somebody failed a drug test, and the WBC or the WBO or the WBA or the WBC has swept it under the rug, or both fighters or a fighter got paid not to say nothing. Same thing with Dillian White. At the end of the day, Dillian White was taking UCAD drug testing and VADA drug testing, and you telling me the great VADA didn't catch Dillian White, but UCAD did? Something ain't adding up. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, how many times somebody been caught by VADA, and it's been reported, and no action was taken? It was swept under the rug. Any news on the ratings for a fight? I don't know. I didn't even know the second episode came on. I got to tape too. So at the end of the day, what's the deal? At the end of the day, this is if VADA got zero tolerance or VADA said they should be suspended and WC not suspending people, okay. What if, Tony Harrison or Terence Crawford said they went to Mexico and they went to Mexico for a month and they filled the drug and they had the receipts and everything where they ate at and they had computer on their system. Them motherfuckers would be banned. What if it was Luis Ortiz? Banned. You know what I'm saying? What if it's Deontay Wilder? Banned. They wouldn't have got the benefit of the doubt. The autopsy. They wouldn't have got the benefit of the doubt. So WBC once again. Oh, they got a small trace. No, how much? It wasn't just no small trace. I guarantee you, it was a lot of that shit in their system, and they just spending it how they want to. Remember, VADA is contracted by the WBC and the fighters. They work for VADA. I mean, they work for WBC. So they tell WBC what they want, and WBC they dress it up how they want to dress. So you don't know who clean and who dirty. To be honest, you don't know who clean and who dirty. So that is what it is. But we can't call it. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors out there. But to wrap it up, man, before you start asking questions and not answer questions for a second, United Soto Nation salute. He said, I don't know if you talked about this yet. They might draw a Ward out of retirement to pad Canelo legacy. I don't think. It's put to me, Andre Ward not gonna come out of retirement. I don't think he'll get past the. He won't get past the negotiations because he's not gonna be able to bully Canelo unless they put so much money. He do it, but I doubt it. Oscar Rivas must got hush money. Yeah, Oscar Rivas has got a contract offer from Eddie Hearn and another promoter to sign with them. So Eddie Hearn, Oscar Rivas ain't said nothing. So they gave him some money and shut the fuck up. But yeah, Errol Spence thing, real quick, everybody been asking about it. Was said that the WBC is trying to make Errol Spence the franchise champion, but for some reason they trying to obtain his medical reports, or his medical reports it's being said that they trying to hide them or they not releasing them, and that he might have some drugs in his system that might be the devil's dandruff. All that's alleged, is rumored. Not saying that it's true, but that's what's going on. So they trying to figure out what's going to happen with Errol Spence. He could be elevated to franchise champion. I heard he could be back in June or could not be back at all next year. But I'm hoping it was this. I heard somebody just told me it may be June. So that's what's going on with that situation. Harrison and Charlo 2 finalized for December 21st. That's going down Ontario, California. They say Ontario is a suburb of LA at the Toyota Center. So that's it right there. And then we just talked a little bit about Andre Ward and Canelo. And I was going to talk a little bit about Keith Thurman and Kell Brook, which I don't feel like talking about at this point. But if anybody got some questions, I'll answer some questions real quick. Wouldn't be shocked. Old school fighters used to be high off the devil's dandruff. Yeah, man. A few fighters, man. I'm not going to say no names. WBC on protecting Wilder. The WBC is protecting Canelo. Obviously not protecting Wilder. The WBC protecting Canelo. Obviously, he's their own kind. Yeah, remember they went against the grain on Canelo, and Canelo stopped fucking with him when they endorsed Triple G, and they figured out they wanted them Canelo checks back, especially when he signed that DAZN deal. The franchise is good. It is a good, innovative idea, maybe. I don't know what it is. It can't be won. It can't be lost. So I really don't know what it is. Until there's more clarification on it, it just sounds like an honorary duck title. For one mandatory in 10 years. Okay, Adonis Stevenson, he said, Adonis Stevenson, let me hold my beer. What's the deal with Errol Spence? I just explained it once again. I'm not going to explain it again, no offense. Just listen from the beginning, the first 10 minutes to tell you. But Gilbert Chet, do you think he's unified division? No, I heard he's trying to move up and fight Loma. Yeah, Harrison did bet the last couple rounds. Like Harrison said, all the judges had Jermell losing. I felt like they were going to give it to Jermell. I was on my feet in the news. Yeah, me too. Caught me off guard. Did you see that at the end of the Spence vs. Porter, they announced the winner? Spence knew he won. I wasn't feeling that. Yeah, I mean, I guess he supposed to believe he was won. He was gonna win. But anybody got any other questions? This Michigan State game about to come on. So check it out. Anybody got any other questions? But other than the Errol Spence thing, like I said before, they trying to get his medical records. Is the rumor? And it's rumored that he got that white girl in his system. They trying to block. They trying to hide the medical records and not or keep him sealed. WBC want the records to see what's going on. Heard they trying to elevate him to the WBC franchise champion. This is all rumored. Or and I heard he may return in June, but he really is injured pretty bad. So that's what that is. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't expect Errol Spence to fight again. I haven't heard that, but I heard he may be back in June. Would you be shocked if Ortiz beat Wilder? Nope, wouldn't be shocked. Year to upsets, heavyweights, anything can happen. Um, one punch can end it. I kind of got a feeling like Ortiz might upset him. But most people think Wilder should go to work. Back to Chico Lopez, he claimed that blue and bullies are fake. Blue and bullies are fake. I don't know too much about that, but he could be right. He could be right. I know American Bully is considered anything over like what is it? A pit bull is 60. It should be 60 to 80 pounds. So I mean, at the end of the day, it could be, but it's a dog is a dog. You know what I'm saying? A dog is a dog, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And well, that's how I look at it. A dog is a dog. People want to get all technical, and my dog. At the end of the day, what does it matter? Unless you breeding them and you saying you selling, bullies or blue pits. I mean, shit. You know, I guess it's for the hardcore people. We didn't. My dad, he had chows, labs, pit, or terrier. But at the end of the day, it's nothing that are pit bulls ain't. I don't know much about them, but I know pit bull ain't a breed of dog. It's either a Stafford Terrier, it's a few terriers, and it's a lot of lies about him. But he could be right, he could be wrong. To me, I just love my dog. I don't care what he is. Michael Hunter and Povetkin, who wins? I really don't know. That should be a good one though. Do you think Jerron Ennis is ready for? No, he not. He needs to just need to move up the right way. Boxer structure is probably more flexible and fluid than the UFC structure. Mm, yeah, it's definitely more flexible. UFC is a dictatorship. It's Dana White way or the highway, so there's no flexibility without Dana White. He claims he got the only real American pit bull terrier. Maybe he do, maybe he don't. But like I said, maybe he do, maybe he don't. At the end of the day, depends on what you want for your dog. At the end of the day, somebody else pit bull can go over there and it can look better than his. It can kill his dog. It don't mean shit. It don't mean shit. What do it mean? You know, if the paperwork say he do, he do. If he don't, he don't. A lot of people say they got a pit bull. What type of pit bull you got? Everything been mixed up and shit. It's very rare that you get a pure dog. Errol doesn't do drugs. Stop making things up. At the end of the day, I don't care what you say. You seen a party in the club. You know what I'm saying? You believe what you want to believe. I'm not here to change nobody's mind. Ortiz is going to have to land that right hook to upset Wilder. He got to throw more than 1 or 2 punches in a row too. Maybe he trying to sell them for $4,000. Yeah, maybe it's for the bread. I had a golden lab. Mm. Yeah, lab retrievers and those the golden retrievers, what was it, the Labrador retrievers? They both nice dogs. Burchett versus Tank. Uh, it's a good fight. I don't know. I think maybe I don't know. That's a good fight. I'm always skeptical of people selling them for over $2,000. Yeah, they always trying to get down. At the end of the day, that motherfucker gonna shit, piss, and do all the shit another dog gonna do. The biggest sit your fighter, $50 fighter of the year. I don't know right now. Due to marinade, we lost our fifth super fights this year: Charlo, Hurd, Spence, Crawford, Wilder, and Mr. Joshua. Wow. That's great. Yeah, we did, man. But I do appreciate everybody. You got any couple more questions I answer, but appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. If you got a business question, card response, video request, all my information is always in the link. If I do a story, usually it's sourced in the description. So you always got to check the description out, man. Tweet links. If it's a source link, it's a video link, a tweet link. If it's a article I use, it's an article link. It's how I go up. Raul TV salute. Do you think Brian Castanos can get a title shot next year? I doubt it. I hope. I heard him, Lara, and Gallimore supposed to be in the running to fight each other. I heard that today. Why Canelo? Why not Canelo versus Buatsi? I don't think Canelo know who the fuck Buatsi is. But what about Bevo and Buatsi? Bevo said he wanted to fight him. Buatsi, a good fighter. I'd like to see him just take his time a little bit more. But I like Buatsi. I really wonder what's going to happen if Anthony Joshua does Ruiz, how Lennox done Rodman, what Wilder want to do, then is what I'm. Wilder want to fight him regardless, man. As long as Wilder get past Ortiz and Fury, Joshua got to fight Kubrat Puev, and then I guess it will be but not what's the kid's name? Alexander Usyk. So um, at the end of the day, man, if he do, he do. You know why? Man, Joshua, man, that motherfucker can't fight no way. He going either Fury or Wilder knock him out. UFC fighters need to realize Canelo ain't Floyd and won't be no tap tap. No, that's gonna be a stop stop. Canelo gonna hurt the shit out of Woodley or Jorge Masvidal. But that check worth it, bro. They getting like $500,000 for a big ass fight. You fight Canelo, Canelo just paid them $5 million, man. They'd be happy with that. I want Spence versus Castano rematch, especially knowing Castano beat him in the amateur shit. That'd be dope. But Spence is on the Spence gonna be done in a minute. But yeah, let me get out here. I appreciate everybody once again, man. Keep sharing the videos. Best way to help the channel. One time for the one time we gone.